Greetings and welcome to Creating a Canvas ePortfolio tutorial. Let's start with what is a portfolio and specifically why would you need to build one? Well, a portfolio is a compilation of your materials that exemplify your beliefs, your skills, your qualifications. But let's get down to really what it is. It is a physical book that you have examples of your work. You might also put in some certificates that you have obtained, maybe some extra training that you've gone to, extra education above and beyond what you might have already said in your resume. You might also have a copy of your resume in there to to introduce yourself. So here's why you need a portfolio. Basically, what you do is you go to a job interview, you hand over your portfolio to your prospective employers. They get to flip through it and see what work you have created and a little bit about yourself over and above a job application or over and above your resume. That work that you have in there is proof what you can do. Perfect example of that is, let's take a model. As in a model that goes out on photo shoots, stands there in pretty clothes, and a photographer takes a picture of her. So what happens is, over the time, she goes and people take pictures of her, and she puts these specific pictures that she likes, or maybe shows her in a certain light really well, in a portfolio. And then when she goes on a job interview, she hands over her portfolio to the prospective employer. They flip through it and they can physically see a photograph of her looking pretty, looking sad, looking happy, looking joyful, whatever they may be looking for. They can see a wide range of emotions if she has enough pictures in there. Maybe she has different set of, I would say, skills or about posing. Maybe she looks better in bikinis than she does in coats. I don't know what they're looking for. But you would want a wide range of material there. If you're going out for a job that sells coats and all your pictures are in bikinis, well, although that might be nice for the person looking at you in a bikini, it doesn't really show that you can model a coat. So you do want the contents of your portfolio to reflect the job interview you're going to go on. So what should you put in there? It depends on what job you're going for. For example, if you are going for a bikini bathing suit shot, then sure, you want a couple of bikini shots in there, but you do want a few other things to say that you can do some other stuff. But you do want those bikini shots in there. If you're going for haute couture, or however you say that, where it's high flute and toot and fashion, you don't want all bikini shots. You do want some other things that shows that you can model those clothes. If you are an architect, you don't want to put in those children's stories that you wrote on the side for your family. It doesn't, it's not relevant to the job. So you want to specifically put in work that shows what you can do. Second thing you want to focus on is organization. You want that portfolio to be a reflection of yourself. And if you just have a lot of loose papers and it's all kind of in there and you hand that over, they're going to look at it and say, what? This person's going to make a disaster of our office or whatever it may be, because they're not very organized. So you do want to put some effort into it. It should show, last line here, proof of your organizational, communication, and tangible career-related skills. What you put in there is up to you. How you put in it, how you put those items in there is up to you. Now that's all talking about a physical portfolio that you would carry around from job to job. It's not a bad thing to do. And in fact, one of the last jobs that I got that lasted 11 years, I was there for 11 years, I was actually the only person that had a portfolio, and that was one of the main reasons why they hired me, is because I had proof of what I could do. So I do encourage everybody to still have a physical portfolio somewhere, but we're going to be talking about an e-portfolio, because more than likely most every job that you go to, they will have access to the internet. And the easiest thing to do is to build an e-portfolio and have that ready to go at a moment's notice. Okay, so let's get to talking about an e-portfolio feature that's in Canvas, probably the learning management system that you are using for your school. If you're not, this might not be relevant to you, but if your instructor has assigned you an e-portfolio assignment, then number one, you want to read thoroughly through your instructions to make sure you know what is going to be expected of you, what components of that e-portfolio are required. That's up to your instructor. What I'm going to show you is how to start off with an e-portfolio, how to add content, and how to publish it to make it available. So it's three things. One is to create the holding place for your e-portfolio, two, to add content, and three is to share your e-portfolio. So without any more gabbing about what a portfolio is, let's get moving on building a portfolio. All right, so I have gone to my Canvas management system and I have logged into my account. So of course your dashboard's going to look different than mine, but we do have the same features in the terms of this top button is called Account. It is all about my account. Now there's a picture of me because I have changed my profile picture to reflect that. And how I did that was I clicked on Account, and this first link right here is Profile, and I uploaded a picture of myself. So that's me. Hello, Lynn. But I'm not going to talk about Profile as much as I want to talk about e-portfolios right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on e-portfolios. Of course, there are no e-portfolios in here because I haven't created one. So it's easy enough to do is to hit on Create e-portfolio. You're going to name your e-portfolio. By default, it says My Portfolio. I recommend highly that you call it something personal. So I'm just going to say Lynn Mann Portfolio and click and call it that because it's mine. You can make it public, and here's what making it public means, is that this portfolio will have a URL. And that URL is available to everybody in the world if they know it. If you don't make it private, then I'm going to go ahead and not select Make It Public. I'm going to go ahead and click on Make ePortfolio. Now, here's the important part. My ePortfolio is private. If I want to share it with somebody, I have to give this link, this whole entire link, to whoever I'm sharing it with. Otherwise, they will not be able to get into my ePortfolio. All right, so let's talk about what this ePortfolio gave me. It gave me a link to my profile. Now, if I clicked on this, this goes to my profile. I haven't filled it out all the way, but I'll go ahead and share it with you. There's me. You can add in some contact information, a biography, and some links. But I didn't do that yet for this account, so I'm just going to go back to my ePortfolio just by clicking my back button. But it gave me a section called Home. And on that Home section, it gave me a page called Welcome. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about organizing and managing pages. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and click on this link, Organize and Manage Pages. And you can either add another page just by clicking on Add Another Page, and it will immediately ask you to name your page. And maybe I say this is products. Let's see, products. Created. So maybe that's what I want to call it that. And then I'm going to hit enter and it sets the name of the page. If I want any more pages, I can add them immediately. This is adding and managing my pages. So I can drag and drop these for order. I can rename the first page and call it Introduction. Hit enter. That changes the name. And then that's pretty much all I want to do for now, is so I can add another page if I want and rename it and so on and reorder it if need be. If I am done adding pages and done changing names and changing the order, I can say done editing. I'm going to go ahead and click on the introduction page. And you can see there is nothing added here. So I'm going to edit this page. The great thing about this is, if I decided my name of the page isn't that great, maybe I want it as Lynn's introduction. And then I'm going to add some content, right? So I've changed the page name and I want to add some content. This is a typical smart text box. I've got some bold and italics and underline. I've got some header features. I'm going to say header 4. Let's see. Let's start with education here, and then maybe I add a little information about my activities. So whatever you want to add here to your introduction to introduce yourself, you can add. So I got some schooling. Okay, of course you wouldn't write that if you're going to share it with a potential employer, but you see where I'm going with this. You can add some color if you want. I would say keep color to a minimum because some people are colorblind and you want to take that into consideration. If I want to save my page, I'm just going to click Save Page and see how it looks. Otherwise, I can continue to edit this page. I can add some rich text content, so I can add another box. Okay. If I didn't want to do that, cool thing about it is I can just delete this section and say, okay. Perhaps I want to use some HTML code. That maybe there's a web link here that I want to add. I'm just going to click something really quickly. And I've got a YouTube channel, so maybe that's the channel I want to add, and I'm going to save that. And then perhaps I'm going to go ahead and edit it. I don't have to hit save every single time, but it's kind of my habit. And here's the greatest thing, though. Maybe you want to add some of your course submissions. Now, unfortunately, I'm a teacher, and even though I have tried to add submissions into my gradebook under my name, I can't do it. I do have a student account, and unfortunately, when I go into my student account, EPortfolios isn't available to me. So I can't show you, but there is usually a list. If you have submitted any work in any of your classes, it will be listed under course submission. You're going to highlight whichever work you want to submit and click on Select Submission. Because I don't have any course submissions, I'm going to leave it blank. The last thing you want to do is maybe put in some image files. So that adds another section. I can choose an image file, and let's say I want this slide. Okay. And I'm going to select Upload the slide. And then maybe I want actually one more file to upload. And I want it in a different section so they look nice and neat. And here's the reason why I want it in a different section. What if I want to delete one of these? I wouldn't want to delete both at the same time and then have to resubmit something. So I actually like doing it in different sections. I'm going to go ahead and choose a file, and I actually don't know what pictures I have on my machine. I'm going to go look, and oh goody, I've got some pictures of my kids here, just what everybody wants, and I'm going to go ahead and click on, there's my son. So I'm going to go ahead and say Open. And select that file. All right, and so now I have another picture. There's my son. And then maybe I'm done with this page. Okay, so I've got some education, I've got some activities going on, a YouTube channel, I've got, a picture here and a picture of my boy or whatever you want to do. If at any time you want to remove something, you're just going to edit your page and go to that content. And maybe I want to delete this slide because it's no longer relevant. And click on Delete. And then save your page. Once you have all your pages created the way that you want with the information that you want on them, you can go back to your portfolio dashboard, and perhaps I didn't want to call this home. I'm going to go ahead and, rename it to maybe background. Okay. If I want to add another section, you probably already saw me do this, but organize sections, add a section, and I'm going to maybe say skills. And I'm going to be done editing. I've added a new section by doing that. And on that section, by default, there's one page called New Page. Now, you might be wondering, why would I ever have this add comment area? So let's go ahead and edit this page. And you'll see allow comments on this page, make comments public. Maybe I don't want to make the comments public. Maybe I just want to see the comments. Here's the reason why you might want to allow comments for anybody that sees your page. Number one, having a second set of eyes on something is really super nice because you might not see any errors, but somebody else might say, hey, you have a typo on that page over there, so they can add a comment to that. Maybe you want your comments to be public to where people can say, hey, I've worked with Lynn and she is awesome with Excel, whatever it may be. Maybe you want them to be able to add comments to your pages. I recommend it, just to get some feedback from some other people. Maybe you may or may not want to make them public, but you can. I'm going to go ahead and change the name of the page. And let's say this is technical skills. Technical skills. And I'm going to hit enter, and now it's called technical skills. And of course, I want to add some content. So maybe I add some HTML content here, and I go back to this video. I've got another video channel. Let me go to my other video channel and go to my channel. And maybe I want to add this channel to my page. Okay, so here we go. And I would actually need this as in code. Let's see. href. I have to remember my HTML here. So it would be a link, href. See if I remember how to do this. Lynn's channel. And then let's see if I got it right. And I'm going to say save this page. There we go, Lynn's channel. So I did create a hyperlink using HTML to go to my channel. So I do think creating organization here makes sense. So maybe my background is on one page, skill sets on another page, so on and so forth. But ultimately, you're going to, if this is for an assignment for a class, you're going to make sure that you're going to follow the directions and the structure that your instructor wants. Okay, so I'm going to go, let's say my portfolio is now done and I'm ready to give this out to people to see. So here's the link, what I'm going to do. And if you're doing this for an assignment, this is the link you are going to copy, Control C for copy, or you can right click and say copy link address. You're going to go to your assignment, and I'm not too sure if I can as a teacher, but I'm going to try. Oh, I know what I can do. I can go in to any of my classes as a student. So bear with me with a few little extra clicks of the button. I get to go to student view, and now I'm a student. I get to go to my assignment. So we have an ePortfolio assignment, and I'm going to submit my assignment. Here is my URL that I'm going to add, and I just did a Control V for paste, or you can right click and paste, and submit assignment. And my URL has been sent. Okay, so that's all I would have to do to submit my link to my assignment. Okay, and let me just recap really quick what we did. I'm going to go ahead back out of teacher view, if I can get myself out of there. And let me just double check to see what I got in there for what I see as a teacher, just to make sure that I even submitted it correctly. Don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Here I am, and there is my link, and here is my page. All right, so there's my ePortfolio. I can see if I want to look at my ePortfolio as in a new link, there we go. Now, it's my ePortfolio, so it's going to look a little different than what your teacher is going to see, of course, but that's the structure. You're going to go to your account, click on ePortfolios, create a structure of an ePortfolio. By default, it gives you one section and one page on that section. To add multiple pages, we're in a section, so let's say I'm in skills, and I want to add more pages. I'm going to click on Organize, Manage Pages, click to add another page and say maybe soft skills. Okay, hit enter. Now you have another page. To edit this particular page, you want to get off of the section editing, or I guess I could have clicked on edit this page, but I prefer to specifically go to the page to edit it. I feel like I'd make less mistakes that way. And you can either rename your page, you can enter some text, or you can enter some HTML code, a course submission, an image file. You want to save your page frequently. And last but not least, when you go back to your portfolio, I'm just going to go back to background here to get to my portfolio dashboard. The link is what you're going to submit for your assignment. If you do want to make your portfolio public, that's fine, but you're still going to need to turn in a link, and the link that you would turn in would just be the link that is in your assignment bar. But you don't give the assignment bar URL if it is private. You give this special link for a private viewing. Okay, and that's it to create an ePortfolio. If you have any questions, contact your instructor. Otherwise, until next time, be seeing you.